In that V75S broke a structure to the upside. It gave us a retracement up to equilibrium. That's a 50% retracement. You get to a discount level. And then it bought from what? It bought from a discount level, let's say a demand level somewhere around here to the upside. So your direct perspective on B75S should be what? Should be your bias on B75S should be what? Bullish. So B75S broke structure, gave us what? Another retracement to the downside. You understand? So you have this retracement, you have this demand level somewhere around here where price is reacting from. You get now if you carry your fib to from this low to this high, you tend to see that price is buying from what? A demand level inside what? A discount area. I think I've already explained how the fib tool works. Sorry, where's that one? Yeah. So I've already explained how the fib tool works. So we have price buying from what? We have this order block. You can call this an order block or what? A demand level from where? The higher time frame. Now, once you spotted out this demand level from the higher time frame, you want to go to the lower time frame to check if you can see your what? You can see your model. You can see your market structure model around you, right? So now you want to, I go down to what? As low as my 5 minutes time frame. I go down to my 5 minutes time frame now. Now, if you check my 5 minutes time frame, what do I have? And you tend to see that we have all these reactions from what? The demand level on the higher time frame. So you want to look out for your market structure, liquidity, and all that. Let's check if we can see any of that. Now, if you check here, now this is like a top-down analysis video. You get top-down analysis combined with confirmation entries. So now if you check here on this your daily demand level or order block, we have a sip of liquidity here. So our price sweeps liquidity to the upside. We have here as what? A break of structure. You get then this structural liquidity was not up to 50%. I'm not sure it was up to 50%. Let's check from this low to this high. You see, it was up to 50%. You all can see that. That means the structural liquidity is not valid. And this now means we have what? We have a B plus setup. We are now taking this as what? Structural liquidity. Hope you guys are seeing. We are taking this as a structural liquidity. Then you now want to mark out what? Your 5 minutes POI, which is here, which is what we have there. Our 5 minutes POI. Or you just mark out the QML from your sweep of liquidity. You get that's what we have there. Let me mark this green. Okay. So now you can see that inside this, your 24 hours order block or demand level, price has given you what? Your model somewhere around here. Then you have here as what? Your protected low. Now you tend to see, what do you now see? Now you don't just want to jump into the trade like that, right? You don't just want to jump because normally your stop loss would have been like this, your entry would have been like this, but no, this is actually wrong. You want to wait to see candle forming what? A confirmation entry. Get so that you don't have, that is why I'm able to stack. I think this trade I did $3 to $600. I closed at $600. From $3 closed at $600 somewhere around the year. I didn't mean I held it all the way up here, but I closed at $1,200, right? So now this is, you want to now look out for what we've talked on. You see the way I came from my higher time frame down to my lower time frame. You want to look out for what? Confirmation entry. What's the candlestick patterns? Now, the candlestick patterns we have, at the end of the class, I'll send you guys a candlestick trading Bible to go look out for candlesticks patterns, right? So now you want to look out for engulfing. We have the engulfing, we have the morning star, we have evening star, we have pin bar, we have tweezer bottoms and tweezer tops. We have bearish engulfing, we have a whole lot of candlestick. We have the hammer, we have the inverted hammer, right? We have the dodgy, all that. So in this case, if you look at this POIA, which candlestick pattern the price first gave? Price gave us what? A hammer candle, which is this. For those who know candlestick patterns already. If you go to my Signal group, check the pin messages, you'll see those candlestick patterns. I think I sent them there. So we have this hammer candle already telling you that price is ready for what? A reversal. Am I right? So it's either you're entering at the close of this hammer candle, you're entering here. Can see how clean the entry is. And my stop loss is always below. Anything below here, anything below that candle is showing that the candle is invalidated. Now that's the phase confirmation you have. Now the way I do my confirmations now is, please try and be as attentive as you can. Now if I'm not really clarified on the 5 minutes time frame, that price has not given me a clear confirmation. You get, I think this trade I took it on a 12 minutes confirmation on MT5. Now the wave does not have 12 minutes. Now the 12 minutes was given. If you check the 12 minutes of V75s, you see something like this. Price gave an engulfing. You get, so it was at the close of the engulfing I stacked. That's where I had my entry. But if it was on the 5 minutes, because if you check the 10 minutes now, there's no confirmation entry here. If you check the 15 minutes, we don't have a confirmation entry. I'm not sure we have it. Yeah. If you check the 15 minutes, still no confirmation entry here. But people will say this is something like looking like a morning star. Yeah, there are some people that will want to take this trade as far as this trade closed above this candle, right? So they wait for the close. Even me, had it been I missed my entry, I would have still gambled on top of this entry here, right? But most times it's always very risky because in most cases we have price come back to the downside first before pushing up. You get, so for my kind of entry that I do, whereby I tend to do over leveraging. You get, I tend to over leverage accounts. You want to look out for what? You want to look out for those candlestick confirmation entry. You get, so I think that if you check the 12 minutes, you could go check your MC5 now. You see that's the confirmation I used. You get, so the higher the time frame I go is the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and 15 minutes to look out for what? My confirmation entry. So now you tend to see that now you see that you want to swing trade. The trade I sent to the group, this was TP1. I think this was TP2. You get, because why? You're trading in line with what? The trend. You're bullish. You're not selling. There's no reason you should sell this pay right now. Now, the second entry I might even look out for on V75 is this. They just want to keep buying. Now, this one is like a kind of breaker block model. I don't trade it that often, right? So you can have this here to the upside. You get, to the upside. So you saw the way I came from the higher time frame. Now let me do a recap. If you have questions, you ask. Let me do a recap because I'm going to teach. I'm going to do top-down analysis and confirmation entries at once. Then our next class I do liquidity. Now this is what I said. Now in V75s we have what on the weekly time frame, we have this POI on the weekly time frame. Then we have this as what? We have this as liquidity. This was the daily liquidity. Price came, took out, tapped into the POI and started buying. So now our daily target is we want to see what you want to do about the top analysis is first, in every pair you're trying to trade, you want to know where price is coming from and you want to know where price is heading to. If you know where price is coming from, you will definitely know the next draw of liquidity price is going to. So you could see on V75s, price is coming from this daily POI. And where is our target? This should be our target on the daily time frame. So no matter what price does, you want to look out for buys till price reaches this point. Unless market does otherwise, comes the way like this, it now shows you that it has invalidated the buys. But if market does not does that, if market does not do anything like that, sorry, you just want to keep looking out for what? Buys to the upside. Buys to the upside. Because you know that this is the target. Even if you're able to catch any sell, you know that the sell is what? Temporary. So once you've known where price is coming from, you now want to look out for what? You want to mark out key levels on your higher time frame. Now, what are key levels? Now, key levels are places price has reacted severally. We don't have much key levels on V75s. What we are seeing on V75s is just pure market structure happening. You get price but give us reversal, give us what? A break of structure, confirming what price will still push to the upside. Now we have here as what I told you, once you've done that, you see that if you carry your FIP2 from this low to this high, you tend to see that below your 0.5 is what? A discount zone where you're supposed to look out for what? Your buys. So price definitely bought from this demand level on what? The higher time frame. So at this point, if you go down to the lower time frame, you will definitely still see why you definitely still see entries at this point on the lower time frame. In such cases, whereby you will be able to catch what? This buy to the upside. Now, after that happened, price did what? Price broke structure to the upside, which is what we have here. I have this break of structure. You still do the same thing again. You carry your FIP2 from what? Now you now know that this is the low. We have this as what? Our lower low, our higher low, and this is what? Our higher high. So the next target for V75S is what? This high. You get. Then we have this low here. So you want to measure, carry your FIP2. You want to measure price has entered what? A discount level. So you can start looking out for buys because we just had a reversal. So you see your 0.5, you get price came all the way down to your 0.5 and gave us the first reaction from what? This other block. You get. Now what do you want to do? You want to go all the way down to what? Your lower time frame to look out for what? Buys. Now these buys you're looking out for is you want to look out for what? Your market structure. You want to see price forming what? Your market structure. Do you understand? You want to see price forming which that's what price did around what? This demand level. You get, whereby we have your B plus setup here. Do you understand? You get. So once you've been able to do that, you now what? You now mark out what? Your 5 minutes POI or demand level. When we were talking about demand level, I told you that if there's a higher time frame demand level, there will surely be what? A 5 minutes demand level that you'll be able to catch what? That sniper entry. So it's that you're taking your POI from here, or you have what? We have this. So what you're now concerned about is what? The sniper entry, which is what? Your confirmation entry that will help you get that. Now I need to study the candlesticks. You need to know them. Okay, which candlestick is this? Is this a tweezer? Is this a pin bar? You get, how does it close? How does it open? That's what you need to study on what? The candlestick Bible. You understand? So the candlestick Bible will help you with that. Now let's check another pair. So if you have any question on what the top analysis I just did, you can ask a question. So what I'm doing is I'm doing two classes at the same time, right? Confirmation entry and top analysis. So now let's check V100s. Now this is the analysis I just called on V100s. You get. Now if you come down to your 5 minutes, you see that we have what? We have market structure in play. Yep, somewhere around here. So we have this as what? Your sweep of liquidity. We have what? We have this as what? Your trend line liquidity. We have here as what? Your 5 minutes POI. Now, if you're looking at this now, what do you now see? Don't worry, once we get to liquidity, I'll talk about the trend line liquidity, spotting trend line liquidities, spotting double tops and double bottom before your POI. You get. For now, this is trend line liquidity. Now you can see before this our POI. For those who were attentive on our POI class, I made mention of what? Fair value gaps. You want to look out for fair value gaps where price will come and fill the order and react from what? Your POI. Now you can see what price did here. Price came all the way to our POI and just gave us what? The sniper to the upside. But what was the confirmation entry here? The confirmation entry here was what? The engulfing candle. And let's zoom in and check. Now you saw that we have what? We had an engulfing candle here. So even if you did not take your entry from here, from this week, even if you had your entry from the close of this engulfing, it's still what? A sniper. That is why confirmation entries are so important. You get. I think this trade, I'm up $500 already in this trade from a $30 account. So we have this here. Sniper is stuck at what? The close of the confirmation entry. Let's check what's the higher time frame doing on V100s. Are we counter trading or are we following the trend? Now, if you check V100s, you agree with me that we have what? We have a sip of liquidity here. We have what? We have structural liquidity somewhere around here. Or is this the structural liquidity? Yeah. Forgot to. Then we have this as our low. Then I think this was what? Our QML. Somewhere around here was the QML. And you can see I've spotted what? I've spotted. Now, initially, I think when I was in Lagos, I took these buys. I had these buys from the lower time frame. Now, at that point, I'm not sure they will allow us to go to the lower time frame, but I think I did a nice flip here on this price by just doing what? By just knowing what the higher time frame is doing. That's why before analyzing any pay, know where price is coming from. Now you see that the 100 S is bullish. That's why I'm just looking out for buys. You get, because price is coming from me. Now, if price is coming from me, where is the target? And now this should be the target of V100s. You're expecting price to buy to some point here, then here. It's as simple as that. So now you go to your lower time frame. If you check this place on your lower time frame here, right? If you check this point on your lower time frame, you tend to see that price gave us what? Our market structure models. So as what? To catch the buys to the upside. It's as simple as that. ABC. Let me try to look for even this sell. This one was a counter trade though. If you check this one now, if you check this one, I sent it to the signal group. And if you check it, you see all these space are counter trade that smashed TP. I think price came all the way down here. Now this one is a counter trade. You just know that you're counter trading because you're not with the trade. So I'm not sure I'll be able to find those analyses again. But somewhere around here, you see that we had all those market structure models somewhere around here. Price was just giving you the market structure models. You get for the entry, we have that one number one there. We had another one here to catch the buys to the upside. You get so it's as simple as that. That's how you do your top down analysis. So any question? But the bullish candle didn't fully engulf. Engulf care. Are you sure? It did though. See, in engulfing now, in candle stuff now, you know that this week is nothing. So all this week is nothing. If you open your line charts, this week it engulfed. You get as far as it's closed above this body, you get engulfed. Understand? As far as it closed above that, the main body of the candle, the body of the candle we are talking about. Don't worry, go with your candlesticks Bible. Do you consider why won't I consider premium? Is it not premium and discount? I'm using on my higher time frame analysis. I consider them very well now. I'm telling you that price gave us demand level in this. Didn't you hear me say that? Price gave us demand level in the discount zone, blah 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 blah. So that's that. So let's look for another pair. Let's do one last pair. Each pair is there self. Let's look at V25. Let's look at the top analysis on V25. Let's do a top analysis on V25. Now we said that you want to do, I think it was last class I had with one girl like that. Now, okay, I said you want to know where price is coming from. Why is V25 buying? Now, V25 was in a range, right? You can go to your weekly, you check. We had a range on V25. Price was ranging. So price broke off this range, showing us that is what it's giving us what these bullish vibes. You understand? But first, you want to know where price is coming from. First, if you check this at 25, we have a POI here. You get that price is buying from. So now you want to do check as priced, give us what? You want to check your premium and discount zone now. And I see that price is what? Price is in a discount level. Price gave us what? A reversal all the way down to your discount level. But I don't want to check where the price buy from. I think we had this POY somewhere around here. We had a POY there. Now if you check that POY, do you have a liquidity above? Definitely. You have this liquidity here. Up, can see it. You have the liquidity there. If you check the lower time frame, you'll definitely see a sweep of liquidity somewhere around here. So what happened now is that you now know that okay, we've the thing about discount level is once you spotted out the discount zone, go check around those areas if you can see possible POIs that price will react from. So now we now know that on V25, where is the target? Here is the target. So you don't even need nothing should concern you and sell to sell this play at this point. You're not looking out for sales because you now have these directional bias that price is coming from here and price is heading towards here at this point. Now let's go down to the lower time frame. If I can see previous price action that happened, that I'll show you people. No sure I go see. Let me just check. Sure. Okay, I think I had this one. I once had this buy setup here, but price did not come. Price did not come, but price was just buying. You get. So you just be looking. I was just looking out for buys, but first, V25 did not tag me along on any of this buy POI. I was just looking out for buys. I think this was the recent one I had. I had this one. Price did not tag me along. So I cannot keep myself. Oh. So I want to check. If I can see because I think there was a lower time frame entry somewhere around here. Let's check if we'll see one. So this is on the 15 minutes. Now if you check here, we have a sweep of liquidity there. We have a POI here. And let me mark this out with another color, orange color. Yes, perfect. I think this was the analysis we had. Now, if you go to the this is on the 15 minutes. If you go to the 5 minutes, you see the sweep of liquidity very well, right? So, what happened was that price came. This was the initial structural liquidity. I had this initial structural liquidity. I think, yeah, I took these buys. At some point. Close profit at this point. So price came all the way back again, tapped into our POI. Now making this the recent structural liquidity. You understand? You need to study recent price action. So price came. Let's look at the entry. So initially for this one, what was the entry? This one was an engulfing. You get this one was a clean engulfing. Price engulfed these candles. So still have your sniper. See your sniper there. The same thing all over again. Let's look at this one. The price the confirmation entry that I entered was an engulfing also. So we have the as an engulfing. You can see how accurate these things are. Just select the right POIs. Know what you're doing. You can see how accurate. You can see how my entries are. Maybe say you get. So normally I close that this. No, I'm not a swing trader. But imagine if I had held this trade, bruh. Imagine this. People they hold this kind trade now. Crazy RR. You get. So now while price is buying, what you're now doing is okay. Normally there will be sell setups. You see price trying to get hand like this one. We had this sell setup here. So imagine now you have a sell setup like this. You can see this one now. Maybe you have a sweep, everything intact, your A plus setup. You now come to the lower time frame, select this now without any idea of what the higher time frame is doing. You just come here, now expect price to sell. No, it doesn't work that way. Just be in line with what the higher time frame is doing. You avoid unnecessary stuffs like this because the market will always tempt you to show you something like this. So you want to avoid things like that. Instead, have the idea of if you have idea of a price. That's why if there's any pay I'm taking out because and I don't have the idea of where price is coming from, I might not be really interested in that pair. You get. So you just be looking out for buys, try. You saw all the buy POI spotted out. Price did not tag me along. Price was just buying, buying, buying to the upside. So that is top analysis and entry video for you. I'll send you candlesticks Bible so you could go study more on candlesticks patterns. Any question? Let me allow you guys to speak. Price broke structure with a week in the weekly time frame in service. Is it considered as a break? More, I don't know. My phone don't off. I'm using Wi-Fi to connect. I would have checked it on my MT5. My phone is down. So I don't really understand your question. So you just screenshot it and send it on the. Let me see what you're trying to say. Any other question? I think that is that for that. The same thing all over again. So that's how I do my top-down analysis. And that's how I look out for confirmation entries. My confirmation entries has to be what? Or the 5 minutes POI, not 15 minutes to 5 minutes POI. Now, if you check VTNS now, look at what VTNS is doing. Now, if you look at VTNS now, if you go to the higher time frame, what's VTNS doing? VTNS has been selling, bruh. You get. So you have this sell of VTNS. If you check all this lower, why would you want to look out? Now, where's VTNS coming from? We had this POI. I had it. VTNS is coming from here. Where is it going to? It's going to. This was the target. That smashed this target. Now imagine you going to the lower time frame now to go and look out for buy on this pay. You just be taking unnecessary loss. You now say the strategy is not working. This and this, this and this, this and this, my village people. You get. Now I think this is recent. I sent this one to the signal group today. I think I'm looking out for this. You just need to just follow the trend. See you when price has switch trend. And another okay. Let's now look out for another thing. That is it. So that's that on that. You just need to keep looking at it. If it, I think this one, there was one sale setup here one time like that. The hold. No, it did not hold for long. So when I spot my confirmation candlestick, where do I place my ASL? For me, I place my ASL below that confirmation candle. Once price comes below that confirmation candle, I know that the confirmation candle is what? Invalidated. So I don't look out for anything again. That's how I trade. If price has given me confirmation candle, price now reverses. Immediately it comes under. I'm out of the market. In fact, I'm not even out. Market will just automatically close me out. You get. Now, V75 is top analysis, the same thing again. Let's see what V75 is doing. Now, I said you want to know where price is coming from and you want to know where price is heading to. Now, if we check V75, we have this POI here. No, not there. We have this POI here. Perfect POI. Sweep of liquidity, structural liquidity, everything intact. Structural liquidity here. Bam, running out of time. Structural liquidity there this year, and what your sweep of liquidity at this point. So now you want to see V75 dumping. Where is the target? This should be the target. Know where price is coming from. Know where price is going to. Those two words are simple as that. Now let's go to the lower time frame. Let's see what we have. Now if you check V75 probably is selling right now. So now let's go if you can see any 5 minutes re-entry. Now you know that directional bias for V75 is what bullish. Now if I want to take any re-entry, I think I'll take this one. Now price just created liquidity, right? So I think this is the most recent one. We have fair value gap, POI sweep, structural, everything intact. So yeah, that's that for that. I don't tire. So any question? Please, is it only engulfing I mentioned here? I mentioned plenty candlesticks patterns now. It's not only engulfing I mentioned. There are a lot. Like that. Okay, so I think I'll end the class. I think that's all the question for now. No 130 class. Oh, I just did two classes now. So that's that. So we've covered top-down analysis and confirmation entries, right? So the next class will be on liquidity. We'll do liquidity next on this class. We need to flip through that chart and go through it first. I don't understand though. So those are the few. That's how I do my top-down analysis. So once you have your higher time frame structure, just go down to lower time frame. Find what's your lower time frame structure. Wait for work, confirmation entry. Trade in line with trade in line with what directional bias. Trade in line with the trend. Trade in line with the trend. Start your top down analysis. You can start top down analysis from monthly. Now the if does not give us what the monthly and weekly time frame. That's why you use what your MT5. So you go to your MT5 first. Go to your MT5. Want to see what price is doing on the weekly time frame. Then you now come to your daily. Then you now come to your 4 hours, 2 hours. Go to your 5 minutes. Look out for 5 minutes POY. 5 minutes demand level. Wait for confirmation entry to come. You take the trade. Smash TP. Withdraw the money. And this that. Everything is simple with confirmation entries. There's no flip I've not done. Is this seven? There's no flip. Once you've gotten it right, the capital is not an issue. That's what I keep telling people. You get capital is not an issue. Do you understand? Even if you're down to $2, you get no matter how I broke rich, just give me $10. I'll flip it for you. Ah, God. That's it. That's just the skill. But the flipping stuff, there's a lot to it. That's when we get to stacking and flipping. We'll talk about that side. You get about that side. Why won't $3 carry the trade? Did you see the price action that 75 base gave? Carry this 75 base play. You see any reversal for you? You get luck, see, I never $400. If not, I would have made 10K. My buy bit just a fuck up. Do you see any reversal here? Just stack it like that. I over leveraged. I even wanted to add more. I wanted to add one standard lot size. I just say make I calm down. This one is even small. There was a day I did $7 to 2K, $9 to 2K, 40. There was a day I did $40 to 4K. But that one I think I was greedy. Price reversed on me. And get price hit my TP. I didn't want it to close. I wanted to see if I could do it to 10K. I got stopped out. So anything is possible. You can just know these things. You can just take time, study. I've done my own studies. You get normally you have personal experiences, right? That's one thing. Once I'm done teaching you like this, you go experience them with your own. Experience them with your psychology. You get so the faster you're able to adapt, the faster you're able to train your psychology, the good for you. You get even like risk what you can afford. That's your own. You get when you see me risking $10, $20, not be like say I no get $100 to risk, but bruh, at this point, I know what I'm using money to do. You get instead, let me continue using $20 to make 10K, 1K. Use $200, make 5K. You get once the growth comes, it will come. You don't need to force it. Once it comes, it will come. So that is it. Just know what you're doing. Capital is never an issue. Okay? So see you all later. Let me go and it's still day school. I dey school oh. Na school I come back for. So I just come out from lecture. Still in school. I be small boy now. And I be my oga. I don't see you not doing for group. Ah God, I don't die. You get so all these things are very, very simple. Let this class end so that I'll just rest. Okay. Mm. How do I cope? No be it is an FOREX I dey do. I dey do plenty things. You get I have farmlands I go to. You get I have staffs I employed. You get so when you see me say, don't be say I dey do it on purpose. Plenty things they choke me for head. If I call someone now to teach you guys won't like it. So I have to be there. I'm going to school. I'm a photographer. I'm doing other things. I travel around, real estate, plenty things. You get that's why the little $200 you're making, withdraw it and invest it in something else, please. So that it won't always be rosy like this. So that in case losing streak comes, you have something to fall back on. So that's that. Yeah, weekly, daily, 4 hours. You can still go down to the 2 hours. So you can still go down to the 1 hour. Then after the 1 hour, you can go down to the 15 minutes, 5 minutes. And get mm, if you watch the market structure video I sent, you see where I explained this breaker block model for you guys. See where I explained the breaker block model. So that's that on that. Tried my best. So it's left to you to go and sit down, put in your head and study. Yet study to show that self-approved. Study to show that self-approved. Price has just been ignoring my POI on V150S. I had this POI ever since. Price no grade come all the way down here. See what it's doing. Came up, it bought, ignored again, and it has smashed targets. Swallow, 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 swallow. All right. So that's that for that. You say, don't forget the live session where we can see how you flip $2. I don't understand. When when have the code where market is going in funds to different structures at different places. I don't understand your question. Just these two people. I don't understand anything I write.